Precisely 1:15. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. The All-Party Conference is taking place under the patronage of the President. U.S. Under-Secretary of State for Political Affairs, Victoria, meets the President today. Bioliquid fertilizer will be provided to farmers for the Yalla season. It is targeted to earn an income of $2 billion from the coconut industry. It has been expressed that main causes for the present economic crisis is the improper decisions taken by the last government. Several suspects have been apprehended with the possession of heroin in Modera area. News overseas, Ukraine fights on as Russia steps up attacks. Local news in detail now. The All-Party Conference, chaired by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, is currently underway at the Presidential Secretariat. The forum was mooted by Sri Lanka Freedom Party to seek solutions for the ongoing economic crisis. The United National Party, Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, National Tamil Alliance, Mahajana Eksat Peramuna, National Congress, TMVP, Upcountry People's Front, Sri Lanka Muslim Congress, Sri Lanka Mahajana Party, Elam People's Democratic Party, Lanka Samasamaja Party's MP Tissa Vitarana, and Our Power People Party's MP Venerable Aturali Ratnathera, who are representing 11 government-allied political parties, all still on Makkal Congress, National Muslim Alliance, Mahajana Vimukti Sanvidhanaya and Ilangai Tamil Arasu Katchi are taking part in the forum. However, Samagi Janabala Vege, led by opposition leader Sajid Premadasa and MP Anurakumar Disanayaka's National People's Power, have boycotted the said conference. In addition, Pivithiru Hela Urumaya, Democratic Left Front, Democratic People's Front, Ceylon Workers' Congress and Sri Lanka Muslim Congress joined in to boycott the forum. State Minister Shashindra Rajapaksa said that subsidies will be provided for the farmers who cultivated with the use of organic fertilizer. He made these remarks to a question raised by parliamentarian Buddhika Patirana in Parliament. He said bioliquid organic fertilizer and special nitrogen fertilizer are to be provided for them. State Minister Arundhika Fernando, answering to a question raised by parliamentarian Heshavithana, he said that the target is to earn $2 billion income from the coconut industry. Minister Johnston Fernandez said in Parliament that the main cause for the present economic crisis in the country is due to the improper decision taken by the last Good Governance government. Answering to a question raised by parliamentarian Gayantha Karnatilaka, he said that the government is correcting that improper decisions. Minister Johnston further stated that the President has taken correct decisions to safeguard the lives of the people from the COVID pandemic. The police has apprehended a suspect and 6 suspected women processing or possessing heroin at a raid conducted in Colombo 14, Modera area. It has been revealed that they are residents of Tematogoda, Modera, Valampitiya and Ferguson areas. These suspects is to be submitted at the Maligakanda Magistrate Court today. The Police Narcotic Bureau is being conducting further investigation in this regard. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news. Continuing with more stories here at home, just one more story on the local news section. The Ministry of Transport has decided to provide diesel needed for buses with transport tourists for the SLTB depots. This measure has been taken according to a request made by the Tourism Minister Prasanna Ranatunga. Chairman of the UNP, Vajra Abewardena, said that the party will conduct a Satgraha at 3 p.m. on Friday at the Colombo Hyde Park. That's local news for the moment.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
On our main news story, United States Under-Secretary of State for Political Affairs Victoria Nuland arrived in Colombo with an interagency delegation for meetings with the government of Sri Lanka, as well as business and civil society leaders. Other senior members of the delegation include Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asian Affairs Donald Lu and Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Indo-Pacific Security Affairs Amanda Dori. Under Secretary Nuland and Minister of Foreign Affairs Professor Kamini Lakshman Piris will co-chair the 4th US-Sri Lanka Partnership Dialogue, which will address strengthening democratic situations, human rights, sustainable economic development, mitigating climate change, deepening trade and investment ties, regional security and educational cooperation. Under Secretary Nuland, Ambassador Shang and the US delegation will meet with Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to discuss the challenges posed by the global pandemic and ways to strengthen the US-Sri Lanka partnership.
The main news story was brought to you by Sidhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Watch Life is brought to you by
More prizes, more gains with CIB New Year offers. Valuable gifts for every bill. 20% discount for bank cards until 10th of April. Visit CIB today.
And on Watch Light, the relief period for the shortage of income tax payment for customers will end in 10 days. The relief period for the customers who have avoided paying their income during the COVID pandemic period has been given a 6-month concessionary period. Fines will be charged from the customers who have avoided their income tax payment under the Income Tax Act. That's on Watch Light.
More prizes, more gains with CIB New Year offers. Valuable gifts for every bill. 20% discount for bank cards until 10th of April. Visit CIB today.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
No matter what anyone says, for your lease, visit the Leasing Mahagedara. People's Leasing, friendly leasing Mahagedara. More information from the nearest People's Leasing branch.
People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
World News headlines: Ukraine fights on as Russia steps up attacks. The US President Biden and allies increase pressure on Russia. 100,000 people stranded in Mariupol. World News in detail. Russian troops are intensifying their attacks on the besieged port city of Mariupol in Ukraine. Russia has demanded that Ukraine surrender the city, but Ukraine's leadership has refused. Footage released by the Ukraine's military shows fighting in Mariupol. Ukrainians say the Russians targeted the city's infrastructure to destroy it and have demanded that Ukrainian troops lay down their arms and surrender. Ukrainian media reported yesterday that in the northern city of Chernihiv, a hospital and a church has been attacked. A woman said, "No one has come to help me. I know what to do. I don't know what to do. I hope this war will end soon." White House officials and their allies have introduced a range of measures to dissuade Russian leaders over the war in Ukraine. US President Joe Biden will travel to Europe later this week to encourage them to do more. Yesterday, Biden's national security advisor outlined the president's itinerary. Jake Sullivan said Biden wants to ensure the allies stay united. The president will attend meetings in Brussels tomorrow of NATO, the Group of 7 Nations, and the European Union. He will travel to Warsaw on Friday for talks with the Polish President Andrzej Duda. Finally, on World News, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says that 100,000 people remain stranded in the eastern city of Mariupol, which has been under intense attack by Russia for more than 2 weeks. Zelensky released a video message yesterday. He said an additional 7,000 people have been able to evacuate from Mariupol, but he said those left behind are enduring inhuman conditions. He said they're subject to regular shelling and airstrikes and they don't have enough food, water or medicine. That came to you on World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
For your wheel lease, visit the Leasing Mahagedara. People's Leasing, friendly leasing Mahagedara. More information from the nearest People's Leasing branch.
People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take coal out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
An extensive program will be implemented to develop the Ratkama town. It is being initiated by the State Ministry of Coast Conservation and Lowlands Development. Under this program, green city development and water supplies projects will be upgraded. Construction work will be carried out and Land Reclamation Development Corporation. 1,200 million rupees has been invested for the implementation of the project.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Sports News is brought to you by
Sampath Bank, we present your future.
And on sports news, Minister Namal Rajapaksa says that the sports reserve established for the forthcoming international sports competition will be maintained continuously. He also stated that it is expected to bring medals to the country amidst challenges. Meanwhile, several matches of the National Sports Festival will be conducted on provincial level. He made those remarks at a function held in Colombo yesterday.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
And on business news, Senate Business Solution Company, which is a leading human rights services supply company, has entered an agreement with the Rajarata University. The aim of this move is to provide the necessary knowledge suitable for the job market for human resources management graduates of the Rajarata University. The relevant agreement was signed at the university premises recently.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Economic news, courtesy of
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
An online gem trading program will be introduced from today by the Gem and Jewellery Authority with the support of the Postal Department. The services of several identified post offices in the island will be obtained in this regard. The objective of this program is to expedite the gem trading.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The Weather Report.
Met Department says that atmospheric conditions are favorable for the formation of evening thunder showers during the next few days. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in northern, north central, eastern, central, Sabaragamu and Uvo provinces after 2 p.m. And that's the weather update. Back to the headlines. Before we wind up this bulletin of news, the All-Party Conference is taking place under the patronage of the President. U.S. Under-Secretary of State for Political Affairs Victoria meets the President today. Bioliquid fertilizer will be provided to farmers for the yellow season. It is targeted to earn an income of $2 billion from the coconut industry. It has been expressed that main causes for the present economic crisis is the improper decisions taken by the last government. Several suspects have been apprehended with the possession of heroin in Modera area. And on world news, Ukraine fights on as Russia steps up attacks. And that concludes this bulletin of news. And we got a few messages. And right after that, it's lunchtime music.